Good morning, everyone. It's been a few weeks since I've made a video. I've been shuffling around plants, taking care of that, and getting rid of plants and dealing with chicks and drama out with the chickens, and we can talk about that at some point. But I just want to do some updates on like my Hoya caudata here. I got it from Podunk Plants, and I let it sit in its original pot, took cuttings off of it to share, obviously, and it threw a big fit, and it just looks so wonderful now. Leaves that I thought I was going to lose, they are back on and beautiful. I've got a Crimson Princess here I'm rooting. Ooh, I know someone who I can give that to. I have a coworker that has taken up a new botanical interest. And then Puba Calyx, I definitely recommend that. Anyway, we can go on about these newer plants. My minis down here, these are my zonal geraniums, which are actual pelargoniums. Real geraniums are also known as cranesbill, and they are native to around the Carolinas and stuff, and probably some other places too, but that's just the research that I've done so far. And I got a little bay leaf tree here, and I was figuring out the watering on it, and I underwatered it, and I think these leaves aren't going to hang on, which that's fine. I'll cut them off, but I still have a new leaf there, and these leaves are looking good, so it's going to be on the mend. We're just going to keep babying little bay leaf right there. But let me show you this. This plant is just rocking for me. My Monstera albo. Oh yeah. I'm so excited. Look at that new leaf it just threw out. It's like 6 o'clock in the morning. That's why the plant's a little sweaty. My exotic is finally on the mend again. I've had this plant for about 3 years, and it's always been small because it's always grown well. So I took cuttings off of it. It was in that window in the macrame hanger there, and I just wanted it just wasn't doing good there anymore. So I gave it more light, and now it's on the mend again. So that's good. My Stramanthe Triostar, after I split it, it took it a bit to start bouncing back, but it's back and looking good and putting out new leaves, so that's amazing. Same with Gray Star. It's got another pup already, even though its older leaves are upset at me for, repotting it recently. That happens. Hoya Waymanii is looking great. Same situation with that caudata there. I got it at the same time, and it was looking sad for a while. And look at my little baby rubber tree plant, my Peperomia obtusifolia. It's putting out a lot of new leaves since putting it under the grow light. I had it on the back of the bathroom, which is kind of a shady western exposure, and it did okay, but it's doing better here. And I think last year I had that one on the porch railing. I can't ever seem to keep up with watering Monstera siltepecana. Actually, it's still moist. Maybe it's a bit overwatered at this point. We'll just leave it set. All right, let's go out to the porch. We got some cool stuff. A lot of stuff is happening on the porch. Meow. Walter. I know. And Junior's back to being a porch rooster because when he was out in the camper, he got a shiner, and I'm betting him and Rodney were duking it out. He's not going to show me his eye. Let's see the other side, Junior. Whatever. We'll come back to you later. This is Scindapsus trebui moonlight, and I've struggled with the watering and light for it. It's not dead, but I'm trying to just make it healthy, and I think right here in this light exposure, eastern facing, because the sun will rise over there, and so it's only getting that amount of light. And when I was researching it at first, it says give it high light, but I think that tends to burn the leaves because I had it over here where it's not getting direct sunlight during the hottest part of the day, but you're still getting western and eastern sunlight exposure. So I think that was a little bit too much for it. So I've got a Piper, I can't remember what kind of Piper that is. It's one of them big leaf Piper plants. And then this is a Epipremnum albo. I got it from a cutting from my coworker, and it's doing good, Whitney. Look at it. My Carnosa, I had it in the upstairs bedroom window, and it just looked like it was needing more attention, a little underwater, losing leaves. So I brought it down here because I've been hanging out on the porch a lot lately, and I can keep a better eye on it. And then my black mamba here, I think it might be a little overwatered. I'm going to take it out of it. Oh yeah, it's sitting in water. Shoot. Well, yeah, it's definitely coming out of its cash pot. It's okay, Black Mamba. We'll stick you in front of a fan or something if we need to. But there's actually a pretty decent breeze coming in because I think we're going to get more rain today. And I wanted to up pop my cherry tomatoes today. Look, I've got a jungle of tomatoes on the back porch still. And those down there are indeterminates I did not think I had anymore. So if anybody wants those big beautiful ones, there's 2 pink Brandywines and 2 Granny Cantrells, and both are slicers. You are happy, I'll be happy to give them to you. What else is going on here on the porch? My Schefflera here, I got this as a rescue a couple years ago at Rural King when I first started there, and I've enjoyed having the story with it. Yeah, I could go get a different one that's fuller and prettier looking, but me and this one have bonded. And it was on the back of the bathroom toilet. Another one of them, I like shade plants. Just give me a wink of sun and I'm okay. I don't feel like it thrived there, but it was okay, you know. And so every once in a while I'd put it out on the porch, or like last summer I had it out on the porch right in this area, and it done well. But if I move it to the edge of the porch there where it's getting more sun, it doesn't like it at all. So it's definitely a shade loving plant. Don't give it too much light. So there is my begonia, my special angel, and I'm excited to watch her grow. Look at those leaves. Just, that is unique, isn't that? Let them get bigger and then put out some blooms. That's going to be awesome. So, and then my tuberous begonia, I've been fertilizing it with the Neptune Harvest Rose and Flowering formula every 2 weeks, and it's just chucking out them blooms. And the camera doesn't really pick up the foliage that well, but it's kind of, especially if you look the sun behind the leaf, it's kind of burgundy underneath, and it's very beautiful, variegated in light green veining in contrast to the darker green and burgundy foliage. See, underneath the leaves are burgundy, so it shines through, but it's not picking up very well on camera. But this begonia, this tuberous begonia, has beautiful blooms and foliage. I love it. This one, this Epipremnum albo, I done plant trades, cutting trades with, and it's just, she had it in just soil in this. That's quite the overkill. No drainage, and it's huge for a little rooting. I just think it's been too much stress right now. Maybe I should have just left well enough alone as a time being, but it wasn't doing well because it wasn't drying out fast enough. So I'm probably going to lose this one, and that's okay because I got a healthy one over there. It is what it is. Oh, I picked up a little Micans at Kroger. It was the only one they had. Well, no, I lied. When I went back this last time, there was no more left. But this and another one, and it was hard to choose between which ones. But they both look fairly healthy. So I'm excited to have a Micans again, a philodendron Micans. And my Pillias are doing well out here. Yep. Yep, we're doing really good. My Pixie, I've had it several places. I've had this plant for a few years. I've had it on the dining room table. I've had it upstairs on the nightstand, and now out here on the porch. And it's looking like it's doing better since moving back out here on the porch. I'm starting to throw out new leaves and whatever. But I've taken some cuttings off of it, and I've taken it off of a moss pole. I was trying to experiment and grow it up a moss pole last year, and just so I repotted it and this and everything, but it's putting out a new plant there on the side, probably where I took a cutting from. And there's a Begonia maculata. a whitey eye, and it's putting out a new leaf, and that's great because that new leaf wasn't there when I bought it, or whatever this is. I'm guessing it's going to be a new leaf. And then these are my plants I am dropping off to someone later on today. I'm going to take the doggies and we're going to deliver plants. So I snuck her in some Sweet Alyssum Royal Carpet. She's also got some Zinnia Purple Prince in here. Some beautiful big blooms. And then I gave her some Indeterminate Cherry Blueberries, 2 varieties. This one I got propped up because when I was picking it up, I snapped this stem off 3/4 of the way. So I got it propped up and buried kind of deep so it can try to graft back together, and I warned her of that. But if it doesn't make it, we still have this plant, and we can also propagate. Now, how would you propagate a tomato plant? Okay, well, in between these leaves here, these don't have them, but you'll see it right here. That's actually the top of the plant, so you're not going to want to cut that one off. But you see how the leaves form like that. It's usually like 3 leaves, and they'll grow out of the crotch right there. You'll see it. You're going to want to wait for that to get about 6 inches, and then you can snap that off or cut it off with scissors, and then you can stick it in soil or water and it'll start rooting. I've had better luck doing that in water and then switching it over to soil, but I've seen both ways work for other people. What else do we got? Oh, my Easter cactus is done. These begonias are doing well. Let's see if, yep, no water sitting down there. Good. That's why they're a bit happier. This one doesn't look amazing. This is the one I won on Palm Street and Zen Botanicals Live, and it's putting out a new leaf for me. But it was a full pot, and it looked really good when it was full, but I had to share it, man. I had to share it. And then I picked up a tropical hibiscus this year because I got a Rose of Sharon over there, which is also a hibiscus, if you did not know. And if you also did not know, okra is also related to hibiscus. So now you know. That's why their flowers look a lot alike. But this is a tropical hibiscus, and it dropped a bloom, but hopefully it'll start blooming some more. I do need to up pot it, and I'm probably going to end up doing that today. And then I got a finger lime tree. Rural King has put out little dwarf citrus trees this year, and dwarf banana plants. That's not a citrus tree, but I believe they're just dwarf Cavendish. I have a super dwarf Cavendish right there next to it that I picked up on Palm Street too for $12.50. It's just a little starter that I up potted into a 5-inch pot, 4.5-inch pot, I would say. And it's looking good. It looked upset when it first arrived, and look, it's lost a leaf, but it's perking back up, so it's happy. And then, yeah, this is a red caviar finger lime tree, and if you look up finger lime trees on the internet, they're not cheap. And so I picked this one up at $29.99 and thought that was a steal. They also have pink variegated lemon trees, Tangelo trees, and some other unique ones that maybe eventually I'd like to try, but we'll see how that goes. I want to encourage some of my plant friends. Why don't you pick up some of those plants, and then we could compare and swap and all that stuff. Yeah, do that for me. Anyway, so thank you guys for stopping by and seeing my long-winded blabbly update. So I'll be coming back with you guys here in a bit with more chicken stories and everything else. We got a lot to talk about with them chickens, don't we, Walter? I know it. All right, everyone, I love you, and so does Jesus. God bless y'all.